It was the first week of hunting season around Thanksgiving.
911, what's your emergency?
The hunter, he contacted the state police in Gibson, and we immediately sent investigators to meet with the hunter and locate the area where the remains are in. Closest access to it was off of Rose Hollow Road, and this area was farther back in the woods, in the game lands. It was remote. Sometimes when you respond to a call, it turns out worse than you could have ever imagined it being before you get there. This was horrifying. And I have been with the Pennsylvania State Police for 18 and a half years. It is very common to find bones in the state game lands, but extremely uncommon to find human remains. We immediately contacted the Mercyhurst College anthropological team.
At that time, I was an assistant professor at Mercyhurst University in the Department of Applied Forensic Sciences. I remember that we had to walk maybe 2 kilometers or so to get to the area. It was not drivable. When I'm walking to the scene, my question in my head is like, does another human has ever been here? It was very, very remote. There was a lot of branches and trees, and it was cold. The bones looked very, very fresh. They were very scattered, and they were also damaged. The overall pattern of the fractures were very clear that it was trauma, and it was significant. I mean, it shocked me. So my question in my head is like, why the remains were like that? That didn't make sense anatomically. Some force have scattered them in that way. There was a lot of leaf litter that we had actually to remove to make sure that we had each skeletal element. In this case, we had the pelvis, we had both femora, and then we have the cranium and the mandible, one scapula, and some verts. And it was no doubt that it was human.
At the time of this incident, I was a member of the Criminal Investigation Unit. This was the first homicide investigation that I dealt with in Susquehanna County. When human remains are found in the woods, my first question is, how did this occur? It could have been a suicide, could have been somebody that got lost in the woods. But the state game lands is also the perfect place to dispose of a body. It's secluded, and there's so many different places that somebody might be able to dump somebody. We needed to figure out what happened here.